with less than $100 you can start this business. Before we continue, click that subscribe button. It is trending in the Philippines right now to sell iced coffee for 39 pesos, which is less than $1. Is that even possible? Well, in today's video clip, I'm going to share with you my versions of possibly 39 pesos coffee. But if you are not from the Philippines, then the costing would be quite similar. I am going to give the costing for Thai baht and Philippine pesos at the end of this video clip and in the description box below. To start your pop-up cafe selling low-cost coffee drinks, I would suggest that you use instant coffee. Let's take a look at all that we need to start that pop-up cafe. It's basically what you see in front of me. So you need some very simple tools, and I would say you need a kettle. You also need some measuring cups like this one. This is a little bit more expensive, or you can use something like this, which is easy to use and very commonly used in Thailand street cafes. You also need a stirrer. You need a simple stirrer, a spoon, or whatever you have, and you also need some measuring spoons. That's all you really need to start this pop-up cafe. Now, in terms of supplies, of course you need cups. I'm going to use a 16-ounce cup for my recipes today. You need the lids and you need straws. Again, those are the only things that you need for your supplies. So if you want the cost to be lower, there are many different types of plastic cups. You can use the what they call PP, which is slightly, or not just slightly, it is very, very thin, not as good as this one. This is a more premium version of the plastic cups. These are those that are called PET or PET cups. For the ingredients, of course, we need instant coffee. This is our main ingredient, the instant coffee. You can use any brand, and if you'd really like to make it low cost, then select one that is cheap but not so bad. Okay, you have to make sure that it tastes good. So we need instant coffee, we need coffee creamer. Again, there are many varieties of coffee creamer. Select one which is not very expensive but still tastes good. We need sugar. We can use white sugar or brown sugar. For the milk, we need evaporated milk and also condensed milk. So for the condensed milk and evaporated milk, select one which is good enough, but it doesn't have to be expensive. Especially for condensed milk, you can use any brand that's available to you and reasonably priced. And then we also need our flavors. For the recipe today, I'm going to use 16 ounces cups. We'll start with our iced black coffee. So this is an 8-ounce measuring cup, and we're going to use 2 teaspoons of instant coffee. Now this is a large cup, so I would say do not skimp on this one. The taste will depend on how much instant coffee you use in your drink. And to this, I am going to add my brown sugar. You can also use white sugar, but brown sugar works well with black coffee. So 1.5 tablespoons. Start with just a little bit of hot water to dissolve all the powdered ingredients. Stir. Make sure it's fully dissolved at this point. You don't want it to be bitter when the customer takes it and take a big lump of instant coffee powder there. So, and when it is fully dissolved, bring it up to 6 ounces or 180 ml. So you can look at the measuring cup to measure exactly how much water you are going to put here. Now, because this is an instant coffee, you really would like to add sugar into this. Otherwise, the taste might be either sour or bitter. So fill your cup with ice, black coffee mixture over. Okay, and just to make sure that it is full, fill it up to the top with ice. Stir it again just before you serve it to your customer so that it will be ice cold. Iced black coffee using instant coffee. For our next drink, I'm going to use the same measuring cup here, and we are going to make iced Spanish latte. 2 teaspoons of instant coffee, 2 teaspoons of creamer. This time I'm using white sugar, 2 teaspoons of sugar. Pour about 2 ounces or 60 ml of hot water to dissolve the ingredients. Because this is a no-frills drink, then I'm using very basic equipment and tools here. So we don't have the milk frother or anything like that, just stirring spoon. Because this is Spanish latte, it is using condensed milk. So for the condensed milk, I'm going to use 45 milliliters or 1.5 ounce of sweetened condensed milk. Now this has got to be on the sweet side, but remember, this is iced coffee. And once you add all the ice, it will be just the right sweetness. Because we also added sugar here, you are saving costs on using the sweetened condensed milk. So instead of using the full 60 ml of sweetened condensed milk, we have made it cheaper by using sugar instead. Okay, that is a really good thick mixture there. And then we are going to bring this up to 6 ounces or 180 ml using just plain water or hot water in this case. And this is our Spanish latte mixture. Low-cost iced Spanish latte using instant coffee. Next drink, I'm going to make mocha. For the mocha is going to be 2 teaspoons of instant coffee, 2 teaspoons of creamer, 2 teaspoons of sugar, and also 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder. You can use Milo, Ovaltine. Add about 2 ounces or 60 ml. So you can use your measuring cup, bring it up to about 2 ounces or 60 ml there. And then stir to dissolve all the dry ingredients. Now there's a lot of dry ingredients here. Make sure that you fully dissolve them before you add any of your wet ingredients. Sweetened condensed milk, 30 ml. So I would suggest that you have either a shot glass, or if you are, once you're expert enough, you can just use the same measuring cup to keep adding your ingredients. And then 15 ml of evaporated milk. Start to combine everything in your measuring cup. And once it is fully dissolved, you can bring up to 6 ounces or 180 ml. So using the measuring cup, bring it up to 6 ounces with hot water or even room temperature water. You only need hot water to dissolve, and the rest you can use regular water so that your mixture will not be so hot too. Pour the mixture over. Iced mocha using instant coffee. Next drink, we are going to make caramel latte. 2 teaspoons instant coffee. We need creamer, 2 teaspoons. And then we are not going to add sugar here because we're going to use caramel syrup instead of sugar. So add 2 ounces of hot water, stir to dissolve, and then make sure everything is fully dissolved there. And then we are going to add our wet ingredients, starting with condensed milk, 30 ml. If you are doing this as a pop-up cafe, you might wish to combine your condensed milk and evaporated milk beforehand so that you can simply pour your milk syrup instead of having to pour it twice. Okay, so there you go. Sweetened condensed milk and evaporated milk into your mixture. Stir. And this is where you add your flavor, which is, in this case, caramel. Now I have some caramel here, but if you want to cut costs even further, you can make your homemade caramel syrup. Check out the video link above if you haven't yet seen how to make it homemade, and add it into your mixture here. Stir again. It is smelling absolutely delicious. And into this, we are going to bring it up to 6 ounces. You're right. Okay, and this is our caramel latte, looking very tempting. And now to assemble the drink into our cup. Iced caramel latte using instant coffee. Final drink, it is vanilla latte. 2 teaspoons of instant coffee. 1, 2 teaspoons of creamer. And that's it, no sugar, because we are going to add vanilla syrup later. So bring up to about 2 ounces. And then stir to dissolve the mixture. And now to add our wet ingredients. Sweetened condensed milk, 30 ml. Evaporated milk, 15 ml. Stir. That looks good, just as it is. And of course, our flavor, our vanilla syrup. So I'm going to use another small bottle of my vanilla syrup here. If you have other flavors like hazelnut or almond, whatever you'd like to add, you use the same amount of your flavor, which is 15 ml. And this is the recipe for 16-ounce cup. Okay. Now I have my vanilla mixture here, and then add your hot water or just room temperature water. Bring it up to 180 ml or 6 ounces, and we are ready to assemble into our cup. Cup full of ice. Pour the vanilla latte or vanilla mix over. Iced vanilla latte using instant coffee. Serve. There you go. No frills, iced coffee drinks for 16 ounces using good old instant coffee. Time to give it a taste. Black coffee. This is even better than those other 39 pesos coffee that I have tried. This one, the cost is no more than 12 pesos, including the cup and the lid and the straw. Okay. Now for my Spanish latte. This is really, really good, very simple. And then this one is my Mocha. Wow, that is perfectly fine. It is delicious. I like the taste of that one. And now for my caramel latte. That's also very nice. And finally, my vanilla latte, which is my favorite these days. Absolutely delicious. It is perfectly fine to sell these iced coffee drinks using instant coffee. You can sell it at a low price, but I would say that you must make sure that you make a profit. Consider the costs of your rent, the staff, utilities like electricity, water, and also telephone and all the other overhead, and make sure that you make some profit. Otherwise, why start this business at all? Do not be tempted to sell at a low price and you don't get your customers back. You must make sure that they also taste as good as they should. Okay, so but this one I can say they are perfectly fine using instant coffee in 16 ounces cups. Now that I'm satisfied with the taste of my drinks, let's take a look at the costing. For the costing, I am going to use Philippine pesos here, and I have already researched how much the cost of each of the ingredients are. So for my instant coffee, I am using a regular Nescafe. For my sugar, I'm using 90 pesos per kilogram. That is probably the cheapest and acceptable quality of sugar. For my condensed milk, I'm using Cowbell, which is 44 pesos per 1 can of 370 ml. For my evaporated milk, I'm using also Cowbell, which is 30 pesos for 374 ml can. And for my creamer, I'm using a non-dairy creamer, which is affordable, and I'm using it basing on 200 pesos per kilogram. For my chocolate powder, I'm using my version of my cocoa powder. And for my vanilla and caramel syrup, I'm using the calculations based on my homemade versions of these two syrups. Let's take a look at the first one. Black coffee, the total cost is 10 Philippine pesos. Let's take a look at the Spanish latte. Now, with the Spanish latte, we included the sugar, the condensed milk, and my estimate for that is a total of 16 Philippine pesos. Next one is Mocha. For the Mocha, my total cost estimate is about 16 pesos, similar to my Spanish latte. For my vanilla and my caramel latte, the total cost is 17 Philippine pesos. So with those costs, you can definitely sell them for 39 Philippine pesos, and you can be sure that the taste of the drinks will be good enough and will be acceptable, and you can get your customers coming back for more. In my next video upload, I'm going to break down a recipe which I saw on the internet, how the 39 pesos Philippine coffee is made using espresso shots. I'm going to give you my feedback on whether that is even feasible and how it tastes like using their recipes and their costing. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget to click that subscribe button, share this video so that many more will be able to access this video and learn from this, start their own business. Also, make sure that you stay tuned for more of my video tutorials. Check out my books, All Things Milk Tea and the Basic Barista. Details on how to order in the description box below. I'll see you again next time. Thank you for watching. Ciao for now.